Hey everybody. People always ask me, Manny, what tools should I be using for my Amazon business? Well, this episode is brought to you by helium10.com. These are the same tools I use to generate 6 figures per month with Amazon FBA. I get keyword research, product tracking, listing optimization, search term tracking, account monitoring, and a lot of other brand new money pulling tools that are going to be released to Helium 10 members on a regular basis. If you're going to grab any tools, check these out. Seriously, get a massive advantage with the tools that top sellers are using right now. Okay, and they're all in one place. Some tools and services will have a user cap, so get in there as quickly as you can. That's helium10.com, helium10.com.
Warning, the following podcast has been classified as insanely lucrative. Listener discretion is advised.
Amazon just rolled out a new policy, and it's for Q4. But essentially, if you're a new FBA seller, you will be...
Your attention, please. Listening to the AMPM podcast may cause recurring revenue streams and unfair advantages over your competitors. Other side effects may include fatter wallets, fired bosses, and longer vacations. Listen at your own risk. Here's your host, 7-figure entrepreneur and online marketing madman, Manny Coates. Manny Coates.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the AMPM podcast. My name is Manny Coates, and I will be your host, and this is the show where we discuss how to generate recurring revenue streams 24 hours per day during the AM and the PM, hence the name of the show. As a matter of fact, last night I was out for Oktoberfest. We were having some German brews, some bratwurst. It was a good time with my friends, and while I was eating those brats, drinking that beer, I was making money. How cool is that? Pretty cool, I think. So today is a special announcement day. We're doing this podcast kind of as an emergency release because it's October 10th. It's about 3 p.m. on the West Coast, and there's been a big announcement not made by Amazon. They actually didn't post the announcement live or in terms of announcing it, but it is live. So Guy and I are going to talk about that. So without any further ado, let's jump into this conversation right now. I am here with Guillermo Puyol, my co-host. Guy, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, Manny. What's up, man?
I'm kind of shocked at a new change today. I announced it on our Facebook group a couple days ago. I said a big change was coming on Monday, and it was going to be huge, and I think it is pretty huge, but they didn't actually announce it. Amazon didn't announce it, but it's in effect. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, sir.
All right, so for everybody that's listening, you get the news here first. Amazon just rolled out a new policy, and it's for Q4. Okay, and we're still getting all the details on this, but essentially, if you're a new FBA seller, you will be blocked from being able to sell as an FBA seller this Christmas season, basically Q4. So it's humongous. It's crazy news. Now, what I understand it to be, again, they haven't actually announced this. It's just something that's in place right now as of today. This is October 10th, is that if you are a new FBA seller, you have an account, and you've never sold on FBA, you're the one that's going to be affected. If you've actually previously sold on FBA, okay, on Amazon via FBA, then you're okay. But if you're one of those guys that has been planning and you've got your account all set up, and you've been negotiating with your supplier, and you've got product that is about to be paid for and shipped out, it's going to be too late.
Yeah, it's pretty big news, man. I think Amazon has been struggling with warehouses bursting at the seams. So this is just another measure they're taking to make sure that they can handle the volume during the busiest season of the year.
Yeah, for sure. I know that some people that caught wind of this last night started FedExing. They basically FedExed product in over the weekend, and just so that they could circumvent this thing, because I think once you get that shipment entered and it's through, then you're okay. Then you bypass this filter, this thing that stops you from actually doing it. And I guess the way it works is that you can go in, you can create products, you can do everything, but as soon as you try to create that order, right, you're going to be shipping that product to Amazon. That's when an alert will come up. I haven't actually tested this because it won't work on my account, obviously. I'm not a new seller, so we'd love for people to test this that that have created an account but haven't actually ever sold anything. I think we'll post this also in our Facebook group, and we'll post it on the blog over at Helium 10. What's the address? helium10.com/blog?
Yes, sir. And the Facebook group is the FBA High Rollers.
FBA High Rollers. That's right. So definitely do a search for that, and we also link to it from our AMPM podcast website. So just go there. We've got all the podcasts.
I think it's important to mention how big a deal this is, because to people that have already been selling it, they might dismiss it as, oh, who cares? But we have a lot of people in our audience that are just getting started. They were trying to launch their first product for the Christmas season, and it looks like they may have missed the boat if they haven't done it now. So what would you say to those people at this point, Manny?
Gosh, I don't know. I know that Cynthia Stein, she handles the suspension prevention and does a lot of stuff for clients. She has people that are stuck. I was talking to her, and she basically said that they're trying to appeal with Amazon. They're trying to get them to basically unblock this locked account, however it goes. And she said it's too early at this point to know whether they're going to be successful or not. So that could be an option, and I know she has people that she can reach out to at Amazon, and she has an attorney, which carries a little bit more power when an email is being sent out. But I mean, if it's something that Amazon has decided to do, I don't know. I mean, if they just don't want to do it, then what are you going to do? I would say outside of that, if you're just not going to get anywhere with it, or you can't get anywhere with it, take this time to really start fine-tuning everything. Use these last few months of the year to really get your product listings super optimized, get all your products ready so that you can start selling. I believe the lift on it was December, I think they said December 30th. Don't quote me on the exact date, but basically on January 1st, you should be able to start selling product again. So you would want to have everything in place, ready to go, so that you can blast out. Because right after January, it's still a good sales time. It's bad for a lot of sellers in terms of returns, right? Because everybody's returning stuff. But in terms of you launching, it's good because what do you got out there? You got a ton of people that got gift cards for Christmas. They want to go spend it on Amazon, right? And trust me, there's going to be a lot of Amazon gift cards this year. So get your strategy in place, get all your links going, all your advertising ready for your launch, get everything set up. That's what I would recommend.
And if somebody has a lot of money tied up in inventory and they can't afford to wait 3 months to sell, would you consider having them partner up with somebody that already has an FBA account, or would you send them the merchant fulfill route?
Wow. Okay. So those are good ideas, Guy. If you actually have a friend and you could partner with them, absolutely, that would be a cool idea, right? Have them put the listing up and then sell through them. The other way you can do it, okay, we're talking about FBA only. So you brought up a really good point, Guy. You can do it as merchant fulfilled. Okay, so if you still want to sell, you can do merchant fulfilled, right? Have the product sent to you, and then sell the product as merchant fulfilled. And if you really don't want to do, go through the hustle and grind of merchant fulfilled, I think that would be, for me, I always see that as kind of nightmarish. I know there's fulfillment centers out there that handle this kind of stuff. I think there's some of those guys in our group, right, Guy?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so, you could just post a question in there real quick, and you'll probably get a response. You'll get several responses the same day for companies that can actually do it for you. You'll pay a little bit more, but you'll actually have your life to do other stuff, because if you're sitting there during Christmas season where sales are 2x, 3x, 4x the normal volume, and you're sitting there packaging stuff all day long, it doesn't give you a lot of time to go out and actually market and do other stuff, right? So I would probably use some kind of fulfillment service. So there's still the option of doing merchant fulfilled, but FBA is probably going to be out of the question. Now, Guy, I asked one of the sources, I said, well, if an FBA seller hasn't sold anything before, okay, but they do have a shipment that was entered, okay, so they actually paid their supplier, let's say in China, and they've got this FBA shipment on its way from China, okay, and it's on its way to Amazon. Does that circumvent the lock? Are they able at that point, even though they haven't sold anything, to continue adding products and selling? And the answer was they don't know. So it'll be interesting to find out. Maybe we can post on our Facebook group and ask those people that are at that point, to test and let us know, and then we can do a follow-up podcast.
Yeah, definitely. It's a tough spot to be in for these people because, we're not saying going merchant fulfilled is ideal, nor are we saying that partnering up on your first listing is the best way to start. But if you are in a tough spot, and just be creative. You're gonna have to overcome many hurdles when you're selling on Amazon. So for those people that are in this situation, just consider this your first hurdle, and how are you going to overcome it is really up to you. So yeah, it's not great news, but rather share the news here than have it be a surprise whenever you get all the inventory and then try to ship it in and it gets blocked.
Right. Yeah. People were asking on our Facebook group, to the post that I made, the one with the really big graphic that says big news. They were saying, well, Manny, is it good news or is it bad news? And is it about reviews? And I said, no, it's not about reviews. And whether it's good news or bad news, I guess it depends on your perspective, right? So the perspective being, if you're a new seller, it's bad news. If you're an established seller, I guess it's good news because you're not going to have a ton of people that jump on during Q4 to take advantage of the rush, the Christmas rush that's going on. So while we say, hey, that's kind of bad news, yeah, it is for some people, but for other people, they're probably pumping their fists in the air right now.
Right.
I guess it's perspective. So anything else that we've missed on this, Guy?
I don't think there's anything else to add. It's just super important news that we thought we'd share with you. I have to re-emphasize the fact that this is coming from third-party sources, so we haven't been able to reproduce this blog because we already have accounts that are set. So we definitely recommend that you go to the FBA High Rollers group, check out the thread, and make sure that you read all the thread because there's going to be people commenting and verifying and giving us a lot more insights. So go to Facebook and look for FBA High Rollers, join the group, and you'll be able to find out more as the news develop.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, guys, there's about 10,000 people in there. So it's one of the fastest growing. It might be, it's for its size, I think it is the fastest growing Facebook group. But it's definitely one of the largest ones out there, and it's very, very active. A lot of high-level guys in there. Pretty much all the people that you know are probably in there, all the big names. So I'm in there, Guy's in there. Cynthia Stein's going to be in there to answer any questions for suspension stuff. We got Susie Hickson, who was on the podcast for legal advice, all kinds of stuff. So really cool. Check that out, and we'll be back to answer any questions or any new developments that come up, and go from there.
Yeah. Good talking to you as always, Manny.
Yeah, I'll be talking to you in a few more minutes. So, guys, thank you for listening, and we'll catch you on the next podcast.
Bye, guys.
You've been listening to the AM/PM podcast hosted by Manny Coates. For more information, insider tools, and to get the resources mentioned in this episode, visit ampmpodcast.com.